Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel SL Stats. This video demonstrates you how to run complete randomized design in SPSS. Research problem. An experiment was conducted to study the performance of 5 tomato varieties in a greenhouse using complete randomized design. Tomato varieties were assigned to experimental units randomly. The experiment contained 25 plots and the yield values recorded from each plots are given in table 1. This table shows you the mean tomato yields obtained for 5 tomato varieties under each replicates. Varieties are Tilina, Ravi, Rashmi, Mahesha and Bhatia. Each variety consists with 5 replicates. I am going to demonstrate the analysis using 3 steps. First step. How do we enter the data into SPSS? For that, you want to create 2 variables. First one, independent variable or the treatment. This is also called as fixed factors in SPSS. Second one, dependent variable or the response. According to my example, the treatment is variety, response is the yield. Because you are going to find out the performance of 5 tomato varieties in terms of tomato yield. Okay, let's see how to enter the data. Open SPSS data editor. There you will see 2 panes, data view and variable view. The variable view is used for naming and defining variables. Then let's create a variable, type variety. Then yield. I am going to use numbers from 1 to 5 to denote varieties. Therefore, I will keep the type as numeric. If you want to type the name of varieties, you want to change the type as string and click OK. But here I am using numbers to denote varieties, therefore I will keep the type as numeric. Then no decimals. Keep the scale of measurement as nominal because variety is our independent variable. Using the values column, you can label your treatments. I will use number 1 to denote Tilina, then type 1 here and type Tilina in the label and click on add. Number 2 for Ravi. Number 3 for Rashmi. Number 4 for Mahesha. Finally, number 5 for Bhatia. Then click OK. This will nicely appear in your output. For yield, keep the type as numeric and make decimals into 1 as the values having 1 decimal point and the scale of measurements as scale because the values are in the continuous form. Okay, we created 2 variables. Now go to data view. The created 2 variables will appear in the data view. Now we want to enter the data. Each treatment consisted with 5 replicates. Therefore, we want to repeat one value for 5 times. Type 1 for 5 times, 2 for 5 times, 3 for 5 times, 4 for 5 times, 5 for 5 times. Then you can enter the yield value in the yield column with respect to each treatment and its replicate. For my easiness, I have entered them in an Excel sheet. Then I am going to copy and paste them into SPSS. Okay, this is how we enter the data into SPSS. Second step, how do we do the analysis? First, we want to run ANOVA. Second, the post-hoc test. Let's see how to analyze the data. Go to Analyze, General Linear Model, Univariate. Then select Yield to the dependent variable, Variety to the fixed factors. Then you want to set the model. Go to Model, click on Custom, select Variety to the model and keep the type under Build Terms as Main Effects, as we are not going to see any interaction effect here. Then click on Continue. Then click OK. This is the output. This is the ANOVA table. When you look at the variety, the obtained p-value is 0.000, which is less than 0.05. Then we can say that there is a significant difference among 5 tomato varieties. ANOVA itself gives only whether there is a difference among varieties or not. In order to identify which treatment is significantly different, we want to do a follow-up analysis, which is called post-hoc test in SPSS. If there is a significant difference among variety, we want to run a post-hoc test. Otherwise, we don't need to run post-hoc test. Then again go to Analyze, General Linear Model, Univariate. Here you want to go to post-hoc. Then select Variety to the post-hoc tests because you are going to see which variety is significantly different. So these are mean separation technique. You can select LSD, Tukey, Duncan, Monferroni, whatever. Here I am going to choose Tukey. Tukey is one of the best mean separation technique. Then click Continue. If you want to draw a plot, go to Plots. Then select Variety to the horizontal axis. Then click on Add. Then Continue. Now you can click OK. This is the final output of complete randomized design. Step 3. How do we interpret the output? This is the SPSS output we have obtained. As I said to you earlier, when you label your treatments, they will appear nicely in your output. This is the ANOVA table. When you look at variety, the obtained p-value is 0.000 at 95% confidence level. The obtained p-value is less than 0.05. Then you can say that there is a significant difference among 5 varieties. In order to identify which variety is significantly different, we have run post-hoc test. This is the output of post-hoc test. This will give a comparison for each treatment combinations. Each variety is compared with rest of the varieties. Here the mean difference between each two varieties. This is the standard error. This is the significance value. Here you want to look at these significance values. When you compare Tilina with Ravi, the obtained p-value is 0.014, which is less than 0.05. Then you can say that there is a significant difference between Tilina and Ravi. When you compare Tilina with Rashmi, the obtained p-value is 0.000, which is less than 0.05. Then you can say there is a significant difference between Tilina and Rashmi. When you compare Tilina with Mahesha, the obtained p-value is 0.000. Then again there is a significant difference between Tilina and Mahesha. And also when you compare Tilina with Bhatia, the obtained p-value is again 0.00. Then you can say there is a significant difference between Tilina and Bhatia. When you compare Ravi with Rashmi, the obtained p-value is 0.083, which is greater than 0.05. Then you can say that there is no significant difference between Ravi and Rashmi. When you compare Ravi with Mahesha, the obtained p-value is 0.000, which is less than 0.05. Then you can say that there is a significant difference between Ravi and Mahesha. When you compare Ravi with Bhatia, again the obtained p-value is 0.000, which is less than 0.05. Then you can say that there is a significant difference between Ravi and Bhatia. When you compare Rashmi with Mahesha, the obtained p-value again 0.000, which is less than 0.05. Then you can say that there is a significant difference between Rashmi and Mahesha. When you compare Rashmi with Bhatia, the obtained p-value is 0.059, which is greater than 0.05. Then you can say that there is no any statistical significant difference between Rashmi and Bhatia. When you compare Mahesha with Bhatia, the obtained p-value is 0.000. Then you can say that there is significant difference between Mahesha and Bhatia. This homogeneous subsets table gives you the summarization of above two-key comparison. This is the plot we created for estimated marginal means of yield for the variety. Okay, this is how we interpret the output. If you have any question regarding this video, I am always here to reply you. Thank you.